The story begins in a morgue, where the body of an unknown girl lies. Outside, her stepbrother, Chi-Yin, is waiting with his assistant Lu and the girl's husband Yang. Chi-Yin can't bring himself to look at the body, but Yang and Lu go inside. Yang breathes a sigh of relief and tells Lu that the barrier between them is finally gone. He kisses her, but their moment is interrupted by a famous businessman, Pei Jin, who demands that Yang leave. Pei Jin threatens to reveal what he just saw between them. Pei Jin then turns to the body and says that everyone must believe the girl is really dead. Once the room is empty, Pei Jin uncovers the body, and the girl, Qing, opens her eyes. She congratulates Pei Jin, telling him that his plan worked. The scene shifts to Pei Jin removing bandages from Qing's face. He tells her that she is no longer Qing, but Shun, and no one from her past will recognize her anymore. Qing protests, but Pei Jin reminds her that he saved her life and changed her appearance to look like a woman he once knew. Now, she has no choice but to take on this new identity. Qing remembers the accident where she saw Yang and Lu choosing not to help her. She also recalls Pei Jin saving her, but then performing surgery to change her face. Reluctantly, Qing agrees to follow Pei Jin's plan, but only if she gets a chance to take revenge on Yang and Lu. The plan begins when they attend a party where Yang is present. Qing, now introduced as Pei Jin's assistant, is mocked by other women at the event and pushed into the pool. Pei Jin watches from a distance while Yang, captivated by Qing's beauty, helps her out of the water. He takes her aside and asks for her help to secure a business deal with Pei Jin. Later, Pei Jin's assistant comes into the room and gently touches Qing's hand, showing that they are involved in some way. Pei Jin notices this and becomes angry, leaving the room quickly. Afterward, Yang pushes Qing to convince Pei Jin to agree to their business project. That night, Pei Jin angrily confronts his assistant, reminding him that he was only supposed to pretend to be involved with Qing, but he was not allowed to touch her. When they get back home, Qing asks why Pei Jin is so angry, and he accuses her of making a mistake by letting someone else touch her, saying that she should be punished. Pei Jin forces Qing under cold water, reminding her that he gave her a new face and that she should be grateful. Qing responds by saying that once their revenge plan is complete, she plans to get surgery again to change her appearance. In a fit of rage, Pei Jin forcefully kisses her, claiming her as his. Meanwhile, Yang receives photos of Qing at a hotel with Pei Jin's assistant. He takes this as proof that Qing is flirting with other men and can be used to help him secure his business deal. When Pei Jin shows these photos to Qing, she gets furious because the photos look so real. She cries, swearing that once her revenge is over, she will get rid of her new face and escape from Pei Jin. Pei Jin then orders her to spend the night at a hotel, where she is supposed to meet one of his colleagues. When she arrives, Yang shows up, accusing her of using men to get what she wants. In response, Qing hands over a contract for the project she has been aiming for, revealing that she is now the third partner in the deal with Pei Jin and Chi-Yin. However, Yang cruelly shows her secret photos of her with Pei Jin's assistant, threatening to reveal them to Pei Jin unless she sleeps with him. Feeling trapped, Qing agrees but delays, saying she needs to meet Pei Jin first. As Yang leaves, he comments that Qing's hair reminds him of a woman he once knew. Qing then goes to see Pei Jin and tells him that Yang has fallen into their trap. Qing tries to avoid going back to Pei Jin's house, but he insists. As he approaches her, Qing notices that Pei Jin seems angry. However, whenever she looks at Pei Jin's face, he seems calm, as if he can't resist her charm. But then, Pei Jin, still angry, grabs a pair of scissors and cuts Qing's skirt, saying that she is far from being able to seduce him and that he can control himself. Shocked, Qing sits silently on the couch for a long time. Before Pei Jin leaves the office, he throws his jacket at her. With determination, Qing continues with her plan and goes to Yang's house, tricking him into thinking she has come to spend the night. At that time, Qing gets Yang drunk, then hides and whispers things that only his wife would know, scaring Yang so much that he runs into a wall and passes out. Soon after, Qing takes the property agreement and leaves, remembering how Pei Jin once saved her life when she was on the brink of death. As she steps outside, she finds Pei Jin waiting for her. Meanwhile, Lu arrives at Yang's house and finds him in a confused state. When Yang wakes up, he admits that he had a hallucination where he saw his dead wife still alive. Lu ignores this and reminds him that his wife is dead and buried. As for Qing, Pei Jin notices that Qing is feeling uneasy. He tells her that even though Yang left her, Pei Jin was the one who saved her. Shortly after, Pei Jin moves closer and admits that he now truly sees Qing as his, allowing her to kiss him. However, when Pei Jin is alone later, he enters his private room, where he looks at photos of the people he wants to get revenge on, including Qing. At the same time, Lu makes a phone call to someone unknown, updating them on Yang's situation and saying she needs to meet Qing to reveal the truth. The next day, Lu arranges to meet Qing at a cafe, introducing herself as Qi Yan's assistant and pretending their meeting is a coincidence. Soon after, Lu drops Qing's bag and secretly plants a device inside. Qing notices but pretends not to know. Later, Qing shows the listening device to Pei Jin, who quickly realizes that Qi Yan's company has canceled the project. Lu plays the recording of their conversation to Yang, revealing that the project has been canceled and now Yang has to pay a penalty. Panicking, Yang rushes to Qi Yan's company, where Qing confirms that the project has been canceled. She tells Yang that his only option is to return the down payment to Pei Jin, who convinced him to invest in the first place. In a fit of anger, Yang threatens to get revenge before storming out. Yang then goes to Lu's nightclub and admits that he has lost everything and has no money left. Lu coldly orders him to leave, ending their relationship. Shortly after, Yang receives an official letter informing him that all of his assets have been seized. Desperate to save the project, Yang goes to see Pei Jin, begging him to reconsider. But Pei Jin refuses and orders a security team to throw Yang out. With nowhere else to turn, Yang goes to Lu, pleading with her to make up because he has nothing left. Lu slaps him, calling him a fool and wondering out loud how his wife could have ever loved him. Defeated, Yang leaves. That night, Pei Jin tells Qing that their revenge on Yang is complete, and Qing replies that Lu is their next target. Suddenly, Pei Jin receives a message from Yang, showing compromising photos of Qing with Pei Jin's assistant. Yang threatens to release the photos unless Pei Jin continues the project. Furious, Pei Jin confronts Yang, warning him that his life will be over if the photos are made public. Suddenly, Yang attacks Pei Jin and is about to stab him when Qing arrives just in time, hitting Yang and throwing him into the pool. Back at home, Pei Jin thanks Qing for saving him for the first time. But then, he is startled by a clap of thunder. As Pei Jin hesitates to comfort her, Qing takes the initiative, resting her head on his lap for reassurance. The next day, Yang wakes up to find Qing standing in front of him. Qing coldly tells him that it's time for him to pay for what he did to his wife. Terrified, Yang tries to run away but trips after seeing Qing with blood on her face. Qing watches him, her face showing sadness. Meanwhile, Pei Jin discovers that Qing can play the piano. When he asks how she learned, Qing admits that she doesn't remember much about her past. To celebrate Yang's downfall, Pei Jin takes Qing out for dinner, where Qing expresses her desire to get revenge on Lu next. Shortly after, Pei Jin warns Qing not to do it, reminding her that Lu is Qi Yan's assistant and he doesn't trust Qi Yan. However, Qing insists that Qi Yan is her stepbrother and a good person, which makes Pei Jin angry. He drags Qing to a hotel room, reminding her that she belongs to him and must follow his orders. Elsewhere, Yang wakes up in a strange room, chained up with Qi Yan beside him. Confused, Yang demands to know what's happening. There, Qi Yan coldly replies that he will never forgive Yang or Lu for betraying his sister, Qing. The next day, Qi Yan meets with Qing, surprising her with his visit. She asks what he wants, and he simply says he wants to get to know her better. Back at Qi Yan's office, Lu notices a photo of Qing on his laptop. She questions his interest in Pei Jin's assistant, but Qi Yan remains silent. Later, when Qing returns home, Pei Jin confronts her, asking if she met with Qi Yan. Although hesitant, Qing admits that Qi Yan came to see her, and she takes it as a sign to continue her revenge against Lu. Angry, Pei Jin punishes her again, forbidding her from meeting Qi Yan. At that time, Qing insists that Qi Yin is her stepbrother, but Pei Jin warns her that she is now a different person, and Qi Yin might want more than just a sibling relationship. To show his control, Pei Jin forcefully kisses her, declaring that she belongs to him. The next day, Qing remembers moments from her childhood with Qi Yin. At that time, she had passed by Qi Yin's house and saw him with Lu, which made Lu angry because she noticed his interest in Qing. Later, at Pei Jin's company, he angrily accuses Qing of meeting Qi Yin again. Qing tells Pei Jin that Lu has feelings for Qi Yin, and she plans to use this to get revenge. Furious, Pei Jin orders her to stay away from Qi Yin, offering to help her take down Lu with a different plan. He reveals that Lu ran away from her family, and they don't know where she is. Finally convinced, Qing agrees to follow Pei Jin's new plan. One night, Lu is shocked when her parents show up at her nightclub, triggering painful memories of her father selling her to men for money before she ran away. Panicked, Lu flees from the nightclub. The next day, Pei Jin and Qing spot Lu on the street, and Qing comments that this is just the beginning of Lu's downfall. With no other choice, Lu returns to the nightclub, where her father demands that she pay off a $4 million debt. When Lu says she doesn't have the money, her father suggests that she spend the night with a doctor. Feeling helpless, she is drugged and forced into the arrangement. Meanwhile, Qing asks Pei Jin for permission to attend Qi Yan's party. At that time, Pei Jin leaves the decision to her, but warns that he won't help if something goes wrong. The next day, Lu shows up at work with visible signs of abuse, catching the attention of her co-workers. Worried, Qi Yin suggests that she take time off to recover. He also reveals that her parents have found her, which adds to her stress. Reluctantly, she leaves the office, feeling broken. Unable to control himself, Pei Jin decides to attend the party with Qing. When Qing starts dancing with Qi Yin, Pei Jin becomes jealous and pulls her away, taking her outside. As they leave, Lu enters the party, drawing everyone's attention with her messy appearance. In the car, Qing begs Pei Jin to let her get closer to Qi Yin to uncover more about his fiancée. There, Pei Jin warns her that Qi Yin is dangerous and urges her to be careful, noting that Lu is watching them. Frustrated by the attention Qing gets from both Qi Yin and Pei Jin, she continues to push Pei Jin to let her get closer to Qi Yin. Pei Jin angrily scolds her for being stubborn and threatens to teach her how to obey. Despite her hesitation, Qing meets Qi Yin at a cemetery. She asks if he truly loved his stepsister, and Qi Yin admits that he did, describing her as sweet and innocent. He also mentions that her behavior became strange and that the Qing he knew seemed to disappear 2 years ago. When Qing returns home, she finds Pei Jin drunk. He accuses her of trying to make him jealous. Qing then tells him that Qi Yin has noticed something odd about his fiancée, believing she's been acting differently since she returned. Unable to hold back any longer, Pei Jin reveals the truth that Shun, his fiancée, was close to Qi Yin, but she mysteriously disappeared, and the police couldn't find her. Pei Jin admits that he gave Qing Shun's face to keep up the illusion that his fiancée was still with him. As Pei Jin tries to kiss her, for the first time, Qing pushes him away, horrified by the realization that every time Pei Jin touches her, he imagines his missing fiancée. The next day, Qi Yin meets with Qing to order his sister's favorite cake. Qing, feeling jealous and scared of Pei Jin's obsession, tries to hint that she is actually his stepsister. Later, Lu confronts Qing, accusing her of flirting with Qi Yin to take his property. But there, Qing ignores the accusation and reminds Lu of her betrayal, leaving her to die. Lu is shocked, claiming she saw Qing's body at the hospital. Qing brings up Lu's secret affair with Yang, making Lu look worried. Panicking, Lu demands that Qing reveal who she really is before running away. Qing then calls Pei Jin to explain the meeting, but the call is cut off when Lu shocks her with a stun gun. Lu ties up Qing and threatens to burn her. When Pei Jin arrives, Qing quickly kicks the lighter out of Lu's hand, and Pei Jin swiftly defeats Lu to save Qing. Back home, Qing thanks Pei Jin and asks why he keeps saving her. Pei Jin puts a necklace around her neck and asks her not to take it off. Meanwhile, somewhere else, Shun wakes up tied up and beaten by strangers. At the company, Qing asks Pei Jin for permission to reveal her true identity to Qi Yin, but Pei Jin refuses, warning her that Qi Yin is dangerous. Even though Pei Jin told her not to, Qing still goes to Qi Yan's company and meets his mother, who scolds her. Not long after, Pei Jin arrives and defends Qing, but he gets angry that she went near Qi Yan. Qing then realizes that the jewelry Pei Jin gave her has a tracking device. Soon after, she meets with Qi Yan and reveals her true identity, explaining that Pei Jin saved her after the accident. Qi Yan suggests that Qing pretend to be his fiancée to avoid suspicion. That night, Pei Jin confronts Qing and hugs her, expressing how much he missed her. The next day, Qi Yan's mother tells Qing that if she wants to join their family, she must quit working for Pei Jin. Qing decides to resign from Pei Jin's company and start her life with Qi Yan. At that moment, Pei Jin begs her to stay, but Qing assures him that he needs to trust her. Meanwhile, Qi Yan kidnaps Lu, reminding her that she left Qing to die and now must face punishment. Although his mother disagrees with his plan to marry Qing, Qi Yan insists that he will marry her no matter what. That night, Pei Jin is surprised when Qing shows up, kisses him, and whispers that they are being watched. Back at home, Qi Yan asks Qing about her feelings for Pei Jin. Qing admits that, at first, she didn't have any feelings, but over time, she began to like him, especially because Pei Jin saved her from death. Qi Yan hides his sadness and suggests they buy a new necklace, saying the old one is outdated. When they return, they find Lu and Qing's mother at the house. They accuse Pei Jin of being responsible for Qing's death, with Lu helping him. But Qi Yan defends Qing and locks her up, determined to uncover the truth. Trapped in the room, Qing realizes that Qi Yan has tricked her and suspects her of being a villain. She also realizes that the jewelry Pei Jin gave her has a tracking device. Qi Yan's mother reveals that the real Shun is dead, and the woman with Shun's face is actually Qi Yan's stepsister, who survived an attempted murder. She remembers how she ended Qing's mother's life and tried to kill Qing too. Shocked that Qing survived, Qi Yan's mother plans to finish her off once again. Qi Yan then visits Qing in her locked room and asks if she knows the real identity of the woman whose face she now has. Qing, confused, replies that Shun was Pei Jin's fiancé. Qi Yan confirms this, but adds that Shun was also Qing's piano teacher. She disappeared, which made Pei Jin suspicious of everyone, including Qing. Upon hearing that, Qing is shocked because she can't remember this. Qi Yan explains that after her mother's death, Qing experienced trauma, causing her to forget that time. Realizing how serious this is, Qi Yan lets her go. And Qing, stunned by the revelation, walks away sadly until Pei Jin finds her. Angry and confused, Qing accuses him of using her to get revenge on Qi Yan. Heartbroken, Pei Jin hugs her and promises that it's not true. He admits he was suspicious of Qing at first, but stopped once he realized she was innocent. Pei Jin reveals that after Qing's mother died, Shin disappeared, and she might have witnessed the murder. He warns Qing about the dangers of Qi Yan and his mother. After hearing Pei Jin's explanation, Qing tells him that she saw Lu locked up, begging Qi Yan to free her. This confirms her suspicion that Qi Yan isn't who he seems to be. Afraid of losing Qing, Pei Jin hugs her before leaving and confesses that he loves her, not as Shun, but as herself. When Qing returns home, Qi Yan asks if she will agree to marry him. Qing agrees, but then calls Pei Jin, asking him to release a video that Pei Jin strongly opposes. At that time, Pei Jin insists on finding another way to get justice, but his assistant reveals that Qing has already posted the video herself, showing her in bed with another man. Even though the video is fake, it makes Pei Jin furious. He scolds Qing for being reckless, while Qi Yan's mother is extremely angry because it ruins their family's reputation. In her rage, she kidnaps Qing and takes her to the place where she killed Qing's mother, revealing that her death was not an accident. Qi Yan's mother confesses that she planned the accident as revenge because her husband split the family's wealth between Qi Yan and Qing. She also admits she tried to kill Qing in that same accident. As she prepares to finish the job, Qi Yan steps in and gives his mother a sleeping drug. Even though his mother begs Qi Yan to kill Qing, he refuses and vows to protect her. When his mother threatens to reveal his secret, Qi Yan silences her forever by ending her life. Qing, who witnesses this terrible act, realizes that Qi Yan is a villain. Meanwhile, Lu tells Pei Jin the truth about Qi Yan's real nature. After being rescued, Qing wakes up and confronts Qi Yin, demanding an explanation for her mother's death. Qi Yin admits that he couldn't forgive her mother for trying to take Qing's life. He also confesses his love for Qing since they were children, despite all his crimes. He reveals that he killed Shun because she witnessed another murder. When Qing asks why he became a killer, Qi Yin explains that his fascination with violence started when he was young. As the tension rises, Pei Jin bursts in and finds Qing in a wedding dress, chained up. Qi Yin attacks Pei Jin and stabs him. Even though he's hurt, Pei Jin fights back and frees Qing. In a rage, Qi Yin stabs Pei Jin again, thinking about Shin. Together, Qing and Pei Jin manage to push Qi Yin away, ending his reign of terror. Afterward, Qing rescues her stepfather, takes over the family business, and finally finds peace with Pei Jin. The film ends. The moral lesson from this film is if you find yourself in a wedding dress, chained up, and fighting off a murderous stepbrother, maybe online dating isn't the worst idea after all. Also, if your necklace comes with a free tracking device, it's probably not a fashion statement.